Good morning, DepEd Region 9. Welcome to our Heroes 2021 orientation. To start, let us first hear from our Regional Director, Dr. Isabelita Borres, to welcome everyone in this program.
And I shall be telling this with a sigh. Thousands of ages and ages hence, two roads diverge in the woods, and I, and you and I have taken the least traveled by, and that has made the difference. Today, to all our online active participants, we are making a big difference by adopting what Undersecretary Justado San Antonio has introduced to us, of course, imbued by the leadership of Secretary Leonor Magtulis Briones, and with the able facilitation of Thames International and Akadasia, and of course our own DepEd family, headed by the 8 schools division superintendents, my own 8 functional chiefs, with ERD, Pit Natividad, and yours truly. We have accepted a challenge that will make a big difference when we will be introducing to all our teachers what are the components of a blended learning. How do we make some adjustments? What exactly do we do, even if it is hybrid or non-hybrid, blended or multiple blended? These are things that we need to know as you now embark on a new online teaching. We really appreciate your time and effort that you have given to this webinar. And you have part 1 and part 2. But we do appreciate again the kind of understanding that you give, because you wanted to pursue another level of professional development the online way, as we are now in this pandemic time. So all of you will be given the type of incentive, in the parlance of the late Fernando Po Jr., umpisahan ko at tatapusin mo, meaning as we start with a training program, I hope everything and everyone will pursue up to its completion time. Tatapusin natin ito. You will be getting certificates, and we are inspired that we have an international accreditation system working with NAEAP, and of course under the leadership of our new staff headed by Dr. Balsamo and the rest, in coordination with Dr. Anhao and Dr. Pinales and the rest of the chiefs who are involved in this program. We do appreciate the type of coordination that we have. But more importantly, we appreciate all of your efforts accepting this program, because we realize that our being a teacher will all depend on the competency that we develop. Despite this COVID pandemic crisis, our nurturing for our professional growth never ends. And may we wind up by giving you another saying that I used to deliver in recognition of our own profession, our vocation that we offer to God, being teachers. And so, may I say, a teacher built a temple with loving and infinite care, putting each stone with patience, each layer with a prayer. But no one knew of his wondrous effort. No one knew of his wondrous plan, for the temple that a teacher built was unseen in the eyes of men. But all other temples built by other professions will be crushed down. They low lie and become part of the dust that come our way. But look, but the temple that the teacher built will last while the ages roll. For that beautiful unseen temple is a child's immortal soul. We do agree on that, don't we? Good morning, everyone.
Thank you, RD Bet, for that beautiful message. And now to introduce and give us more information about the Euros 2021 program, let us welcome Mr. Joel Santos, the President and co-founder of Thames International. Good morning, Sir Joel.
Good morning, RD Bet, uh, and our friends from City Savings and Union Bank are also here. I was really inspired by what you said, RD, because, siguro kung estudyante niyo ako dati, sobra akong inspired kasi I like prose and I like poetry and I'm a literary person. So I really appreciated the things you said. And I think it really struck me that as teachers, we build temples, diba? And the temples that we have are invisible, but they are eternal and they're everlasting. Diba? And now, actually, we're gonna go into something totally different, which is online education. Na you cannot feel or touch, unlike a physical classroom. So actually, this is part of the invisible temple that we are building as teachers. Yeah? The virtual classroom and the virtual environment. So what RD Bet shared is really apt for what we're going to talk about today. So good morning, everybody. Again, I am Joel Santos, the president and co-founder of Thames International Business School. And I'd like to share with you just a few intro about what we want to actually achieve. So what I was going to share with you today is the Heroes 2021 program, which RD Beth has said is something that we're offering to you today. And this is brought together by Thames International with our learning partners, Akadasia and EduRescue. But it would not have been possible without the support of our donors, UnionBank, City Savings, who are both present here, and UBP Accelerator, and our media partner, Philstar Global. And so if you indulge me, I'd like to present what are we trying to do today. Well, I think the name and the acronym says it all. Heroes 2021 stands for Help Educators Rise to Online Education for School Year 2021. The question is why? Why do we need to rise to online education? Well, March, aside from being the International Month of Women, congratulations, and to all of our women heroes. Majority, I know, are teachers. March happens to also be the 1 year anniversary of the lockdown. I remember clearly when this was announced in March 12 by our president that they were going to lock down Manila starting March 15. We all panicked. So it's fast, no? It's already March. It's a year since we were all locked down. And I guess the lockdown was different in many parts. Manila felt it more, but the other cities such as Zamboanga and the rest, siguro tinanong niya, why do we need to be locked down? So that was the question, why. But I think the underlying thing and why the school have to stop, I think the underlying thing that we have to understand is COVID-19 is just one of the many disasters that befall our country. We had Yolanda. And the reason is the Philippines is in the top climate risk. In other words, we are the third riskiest country in the world to natural disasters. So having floods, having typhoons, having earthquakes, and the pandemics is something that always happens to the country. But beyond natural disasters, the Philippines is also known for that was the Taal volcano naman, Double whammy po yung mga nasa Calabar zone, particularly Batangas. Nag-erupt muna yung Taal, tapos noon na pandemic pa sila. So double whammy sila. So that's what we are as Filipinos. But aside from that, we sometimes also inflict our own man-made disasters. 2013, Zamboanga under siege. I remember that because right after the siege, we helped rebuild classrooms for DepEd under Jollibee. And I was then CEO of a company called Franklin Baker. And with Apple the App, we rebuilt classrooms after the Zamboanga siege. and we had the Marawi siege. So we create, there are natural disasters and there are also man-made disasters. And who suffers? Education is always the victim of every disaster. But that has to stop. And online technology can help solve this. The other countries have shown us the way. When SARS affected Hong Kong and Singapore, they did not want to stop education. And so where did they go to? They went to online learning. So online learning is one of the solutions in coping with disasters, whether man-made or natural, so that education should not stop. And so the HEROES program is not only about online education. The bigger picture is we are creating a disaster resilient education. So the training that we will provide you is not just basta online learning kasi kailangan mag-online learning. No, what we'd like to provide you is a long-term solution to make us a disaster resilient country when it comes to education. And so what we will try to provide is not only going to be useful now, but even beyond. So let me tell you a bit more about the HEROES 2021. Well, we are the proponents. Who is Thames International? Well, we're actually the country's first international college. We're more than 20 years. And as an international college means we give degrees beyond the Philippines. We can give a Philippine, UK, Australia, or a Singapore degree. But in time, we actually now are under DepEd, under CHED, and eventually DepEd. And we are also a NAEAP accredited institution. In terms of government, other government partners, we are the training partner of DTI. Kami po ang nagtitrain ng DTI para sa DTI for the small, micro and small who need to migrate to e-commerce. Kasi pag wala po kayong e-commerce, tinamaan sigurado ang negosyo nyo. And DTI has asked them to train the micro and small how to migrate to e-commerce. Kami po rin ang trainer ng lahat ng law schools for online education in the country. We are the British Council partner also for creative education. And finally, we just finished, we're also the partner po of the Department of Tourism of how to train resorts on how to open safely. So these are the things that we do as we continue to contribute during this pandemic. And we have actually started online education since 2018. And so when the pandemic happened in March, we transitioned to a full virtual school where online registration, online enrollment, online payment, all the way to online learning. So this is us as we conduct classes. But more than the technology, I think the thing that we are proud of is that particularly this phrase that our students and Thames did a good job of humanizing technology. In the end, as long as you have connectivity and some budget, then you're able to go to online. But beyond online, the tech, it's actually the humanizing technology feature that is critical. And hence, we are here, hoping to train as many teachers in Region 9 on how to humanize technology. Technology will not replace us teachers because we have that human factor. And that's what we'd like to share with you in our training programs. So the focus is to keep education ongoing no matter what disasters we face. And how will we do that with the HEROES program? Well, we're not doing it alone. We have two learning partners, EduRescue, which is a training institution in Batangas, and then who has helped us contextualize this, and Akadasia, who I will introduce later. It's a Singapore-based mission-driven edtech company whose CEO is present today, Neil Bhatia. So this is made possible because of the support. So after of UnionBank and City Savings, as one of the first schools to go online, we wanted to bring our programs to the rest of the country to help all of those in need to transition. But we couldn't really do that without the financial backing. And UnionBank and City Savings, given their heart to always help the education sector, came to the rescue. So now we have Heroes 2021, which is a unique training course. Why do I say it's unique? To become a good teacher, you have to feel what it is to be a student. So all of you are going to be online students. You're going to go through what a successful and effective online program is, where you will then undergo your asynchronous or self-paced all the way to your live sessions. I'm sure you are very familiar with a lot of the synchronous live sessions because you've got a lot of webinars and Zoom training. But asynchronous, this self-paced, creating courses that are self-paced is something we'd like you to experience. We have 2 courses where you will get a Thames Akadasia certificate, and all the courses have assessments. So lahat po kayo, you will have to go on online assessment or exam. But don't worry, we're not here to fail you. It is for you just to go through the experience of an online student. So to date, how many have gone through the Heroes program? We've trained 1,200 law professors all over the country. We have trained around 80,000 teachers from DepEd, from NCR, Calabar Zone, Region 10, Region 4. Yan. So, padami po ng padami because our target actually is 500,000 teachers to go through the course and 100,000 to receive the Singapore certification, which Neil will talk to you about later. So, ito po yung Singapore certification. Yung free, the first course is free because of the grant nga of UnionBank and City Savings. And the second one naman po is subsidized. So this is the first course, your Intro to Online Learning. And your second course is helping you create your own online courses, which is originally 3,500, but because we have a grant from Singapore, you are now just getting this for 500 pesos. So in Singapore po, they don't give 100% free. The learner also has to contribute, and hence, from 3,500, it's only 500. So thank you to the whole region led by RD Beth Bores for actually giving us this opportunity to contribute to the transformation of the region. And we look forward that this is just the start of more partnerships in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Joel. Now, may we invite our next speaker to introduce and talk about the courses of Phase 1 and Phase 2. We have Mr. Nilesh Bhatia, the co-founder and CEO of Akadasia Singapore. Sir Neil?
Hi, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, RD Barres, Joel, Paula. It's so good to see all of you here today. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to attend this particular webinar today and also to work with all of you. My name is Nilesh. I am the co-founder and the CEO of Akadasia. As Joel mentioned earlier, we are a mission-driven business out of Singapore, and we aim to empower educators everywhere. We primarily do this through our platform called FreeJu, which is the largest online community of teachers across Asia. We have almost 100,000 teachers on the platform at the moment, and they come from about 35 different countries. And what we do is we basically empower these teachers by providing them with access to professional development courses and tools which help them create and facilitate very, very engaging online lessons for their own learners. We choose to work with teachers primarily because it is a very noble profession. And if you really think about it, the teaching professional actually empowers all other professions. If you didn't have teachers, you wouldn't have any other professionals at all. So that's why it's very, very important for us to actually work with teachers and help them unlearn and relearn new ways of engaging with their learners, new ways of teaching their classes, so that they are better prepared to provide quality education to the Generation Z learners. As you probably already know, the Gen Z learners, they're a very unique bunch, very different from all of us. They are digital natives. They can multitask better than all of us. So the whole point about us offering these professional development courses to teachers is so that the teachers can develop courses that address the Gen Z learner and help them build courses in a manner which the Gen Z learner finds it very, very interesting and engaging. There is no point in us trying to teach the younger generation in the same way that you and I learned and when we went to school. In terms of the actual courses, there are two different courses that we will be offering to all the teachers in the Philippines as part of the Heroes 2021 program. The first course is called Introduction to Online Teaching, which is a very simple 2-day course, which allows teachers to actually look at a fundamental differences between remote and online teaching, synchronous and asynchronous, and it also touches upon hybrid learning and blended learning modalities. At the end of that particular course, the teachers will be asked to do a reflection study based on a course that they might want to create using the blended learning pedagogical approach. In the second course, which is called Creating Your First Online Course, that is a 5-day course. And it basically takes you on a step-by-step journey on how to build your course online. It is not about technology per se. It is more about the pedagogical approach that we focus on. So what we do is we are always focused on which is the right pedagogical framework to kind of select to build a course on based on the learning objectives of the course. The technology is only secondary. I think this is the main difference between how we approach professional development and teacher training programs as opposed to a lot of others. Our approach has always been teachers first, pedagogy first, technology is secondary. It doesn't really matter what technology platforms you actually end up using because they're all basically a tool to get you from point A to point B. And what really matters is the quality of the lesson that you actually build. What is how are you building the levels of engagement for your learners? That is more important. So that's what we focus on. And you will find, having gone through the courses, that they will ask you to, as teachers, they will really challenge you and they will ask you to think about how you want to create your courses. And it's not just about copying and pasting your classroom-based lessons to any digital platform. It is really thinking about how you want to engage with your learners. And there are 3 ways that you can actually engage with your learners. One is, of course, learners with you as a teacher. The second one is with learners to the actual content. And the third one is learners to learners, peer-to-peer. So how do you actually build, various engagement processes which allow the learners to connect with these 3 things? So that is something that you will actually learn in the second course. And of course, by the end of it, you will also realize how much fun and how easy it is to actually create your own first course. And like I said, it's not just about copying and pasting your classroom content. It's really about building those levels of engagement into your course. So that's what we do. And I also have with me Roy Platon, our country manager from the Philippines on this call. And he will pretty much guide you on the enrollment process and the other aspects of the course. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Neil, for that discussion on an introduction on the contents of the course. Magandang umaga po sa ating mga kasamahan sa Region 9 Zamboanga, RD Beth, and to all our representatives here Good morning to all of you. I am Roy Platon, country manager for Philippines and a co-founder of Akadasia. I'm based in Manila. And for this portion, I'd just like to briefly showcase what the courses actually look like on the platform and how you will onboard your teachers within your SDOs and all your municipalities to easily access the training courses. So I'll just share my screen briefly so that you can visualize better the onboarding process. Okay, I'll move some screens a bit. So there will be a web page here, and this leads to the Akadasia website where this will be provided to you by the Heroes team so that you can onboard on the platform itself. So basically what happens is you will receive an email that is basically an invitation to join the course. So for example, the first course, as mentioned a while ago, is Introduction to Online Teaching. So you will then receive this email, and please search for this in your spam or other folders because sometimes it gets misplaced there. One way to do it is to search for notifications at freeju.com, and you should find this email there. Afterwards, you will be sent to if you click on the link here to finish your registration, you'll be sent to the Freeju website so that you can actually fill up the registration form and create your account. Okay, so very easy. So just fill up this form here and then use the email that you have officially for your school. So your DepEd email, which is the same email address that you would have used when you received your invitation in the first place. Okay, and just as a reminder, this is a different password. You're creating an account for Freeju, so using your DepEd email, but nominate a new password for Freeju so that you will know how to access your account from there. So after filling up the form, you will then see your dashboard, and then you will say, sir, wala pa kaming courses, okay? It's no courses inside. Don't worry. On the right side, there is an alert advising you to activate your account. Okay, so go back to your inbox in your email. You should receive a second email and for activation that looks something like this. Okay, and then click on the link here. When you click on this link, you'll see success. You will go back to Freeju, so your course is activated, your account is activated on Freeju. And then when you log in again using your DepEd email and the new password you nominated for Freeju, you should see your courses on your dashboard. Okay, it looks something like this. And then very easy, just click on View Course to start the session. So for example, if I will simulate it, let's go to freeju.com right now. Okay, so on your browser, let's say you have already, let's say, created your Freeju account. One moment, it's just taking some time to load. Okay, so if we sign in, so let's say we have our account already. So if we log into the account, you should see on your dashboard the course links to Introduction to Online Teaching and creating your first online course. So those are two programs that will be included in your Heroes 2021 training. So firstly, on Introduction to Online Teaching, that is basically the pedagogy overview and the introduction to the entire training course and the entire program. Okay, so you will see there the contents of the course, and basically we give an overview of the different concepts, okay, in Introduction to Online Teaching. Okay, let me see if I can access it from another page. Because it's taking some time to load. Okay. All right, it's loaded already, but there are a lot of courses. Okay, so so we'll just look for Introduction to Online Teaching, just so that you can see the course. Pasensya na po, medyo mabagal yung internet ko today. Okay, so for example, this is the Introduction to Online Teaching course. So if you could click View Course. So the course looks like this. So in your syllabus, you will have here at the start, of course, the course theme and the course details. You will have the lesson 1, which is the pedagogy. And then lesson 2, we talk about the technology. And lesson 3, the recommendations. And of course, there's a final assessment. You can navigate within this entire syllabus here, or you can simply click Start Course here on the upper right side. So if you click Start Course, so here is the course already. So you can click Next or Previous to navigate through the different lessons. Next lang po ng next, very easy to navigate. And then here on the left side, you have again the syllabus. So you can move around here. So for example, we have an introduction, course theme, course details. We have modes of instruction. So we'll be chatting with each other on Slack. Slack is like our superpowered version of Facebook Messenger or Viber, where you can actually chat with us in real time for any support and questions that you may have. Okay, so all of these are provided here. So just click Next. Instructions are provided. And then, of course, in terms of the actual contents of the course, we will take up distance education, online learning, hybrid learning, technology. There are various videos and other contents. Okay, and then, of course, on the section 2, we talk about also the technology, which is after you have some baseline on the pedagogy, what are the tools available and how we communicate. And then finally, of course, there is the importance of netiquette, which is one of the things that if we have good manners and right conduct in actually in our actual classrooms. So here we also have good manners and right conduct or internet etiquette or netiquette for our online classes. And you may download this handout here. You may also use that for your own courses and classes online. And then, of course, there's a final assessment. After going through all the topics, you will fill up some essay forms and other assessments. And then after entering the exit survey, then you will get your certificate. Okay, so this is the first course. The second course is creating your first online course where you actually apply the learning. So it's not enough that we are actually just learning about it. We also have to apply the learning. So here you will be given tutorial videos on building your actual course. So here, if we go to Module 1, you will see there will be a lesson plan template that will guide you on how to actually build your course. And then, of course, there will be tutorial videos here on actually how to build it. So you can add photos, add text, add video, as well as how to enroll students. And then as a final portion, the final project will be, you will have to create a course, enroll us as a guest student, and then we will look at your course, give you feedback about it, and see how well you have actually created your course. So it's really a very comprehensive training program. And you not only do you actually read up on it, but you actually apply. Okay, so it's a good opportunity for especially those who are first time getting trained. We can actually share with you the oldest participant that we had for our training program was actually 66 years old from Bicol, okay, and had no experience actually trying their own course or creating their own course, and yet they were able to finish. And in fact, they had actually a better course than some of the younger students. So it's very much possible to learn something new and to actually build your own course online. Okay, so on behalf of Akadasia, we're very much looking forward to working with all of you to actually see and build courses as taking your first step as becoming 21st century educators. Thank you very much. And I'd like to turn it over now to our next speaker.
Thank you, Roy, for that overview and giving our future participants on what to expect in the onboarding process of the training. So before we close, we would like to also recognize our sponsors. This program would not have been made possible without the help of our partners from City Savings Bank and UnionBank. So maybe invite our partner from City Savings Bank for a few words. We have the Assistant Vice President for Reputation and Brand Management Head of City Savings Bank, Ms. Paula Ruelan. Good morning, Ms. Paula.
Good morning, buenos dias to everyone, RD Beth, Joel, Neil, and Roy. I hope you can all hear me well. So thank you once again, DepEd Region 9, for giving us the opportunity to be part of this morning's ceremony. My name is Paula. I am the Reputation and Brand Management Head for City Savings Bank. So, people working together in a strong community with a shared goal and a common purpose can make the impossible possible. City Savings corporate social responsibility initiatives have always been focused on various multi-intervention programs to help our public schools in the Philippines, with the goal that collectively we can build a better future for the next generation. With the shift to digital and contactless models, we are one with DepEd in providing the tools needed to propel our educator skills in providing effective digital learning. Neil mentioned about us now being open to unlearn, relearn, so that we have more space in our hearts and minds to learn about hybrid and blended learning. This is essential as we transform ourselves as teachers. Roy also mentioned that the beauty of Heroes 2021 is that we're training you to apply what you have learned, and this is critical as we move forward towards becoming 21st century educators. So City Savings Bank strengthens its partnership engagement with the Department of Education to ensure learning continues amidst the COVID-19 pandemic. The bank actively supports DepEd's Learning Continuity Plan through Heroes 2021 to ensure that teachers continue to upgrade their online teaching skills as they continue their journey in this VUCA world. Thank you, Thames International School, EduRescue Philippines, and Akadasia Singapore, and of course, our co-sponsor and parent bank, Union Bank of the Philippines. It is an honor to partner with all of you in this advocacy. Thank you to DepEd Regional Director Dr. Isabelita Boris for your collaboration and support on this project. By providing our educators with the skills and tools through this program, we hope that together we can make education possible beyond the classroom walls. Thank you all for being here today. I wish you well, mabuhay tayong lahat, and stay safe everyone.
Thank you, Ms. Paula. Before we close, may we invite once again Sir Joel to give us the final message this morning. Sir Joel? Good morning, Sir Joel. Okay, maybe Sir Joel is having a technical problem. Sir Joel? All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone from Zamboanga Peninsula, for joining us this morning. Our registration for Phase 1 is still open until March 15, and for Phase 2 until March 31. You may ask from your respective SDO or school heads for the link. For those watching in FB or Facebook, the registration links are also posted in the description of the live streaming. So thank you, everyone, and we look forward to seeing you in our future sessions.